Welcome all my Aussie friends. It is the last week of the league season of the NRL. So who's sleepwalking into the finals? Who is gone and done? Let's check out who we're going to pick in round 26. But first, as always, we've got to check out the previous round, round 25. It was up and down week for me. But we started Rabbitohs versus Dragons and we did get a correct result. Unfortunately, Dragons were absolutely blown away by a poor Rabbitohs side who have not performed this year either. But 40-0. Ouch, to not even get on the board is painful. I did Rabbitohs by 16, so not a close score. No one got a close score, let's just say. So 1 point for the win. Next, this was gutting again. 2 weeks in a row. The perfect opportunity to win on the golden point. Cleary now hits the post. So going from trying to get a top 4 spot to having to basically deal with a top 8 spot is a little bit gutting. Fair play to Raiders. They did the job they needed to do and they capitalised on what was a Panthers mistake in golden point. Unfortunately, I get absolutely nothing. That is pretty gutting. I did Panthers to win by 4. It was the other way round, so nothing for me there. But Panthers in 7th. We are in the top 8 at least. Next was Storm versus Dogs, and I thought Bulldogs would slip big here and Storm would really push away. They won by 6. They only won by 6, so not at all what I predicted. Poor old Bulldogs, though, considering they're in 6th place, they really were not fancied by any of us. 8% went for Dogs that last week. 1 point for the win. Next game was Sea Eagles versus Dolphins. Big loss for Dolphins. Dolphins, if they won this, they could have really, really been in with a good chance of making top 8. Now, Dolphins and Sea Eagles needed to win it, as they did. It's going to be a fight now in the last week to see if either of those teams can win and make the top 8. Roosters need just a draw even. They need a draw as a minimum, just to hold them off. Not sure about shot difference, so we'll see. Yeah, I got it wrong. I did Dolphins to win by 12 and Sea Eagles won 28. Look at this game. That must have been crazy to watch. 58-30. Mind-blowingly high scoring game. But Sea Eagles, they give themselves the smallest of chances for finals. Very, very slim. Next was Titans versus Warriors, and I did get it correct. I did Warriors to win by 10. They won by 14. So they did travel over to Australia and got a result. That keeps them in 4th place. They've got Broncos and Sharks just behind them, desperately trying to make the top 4. Can Warriors hold off? Let's see. I get 1.5 points. Then we had Eels versus Roosters, and this was a little bit embarrassing. If Roosters had won this, top 8 was done. There was very little to play for in the last game. However, Eels, 3rd from bottom, absolutely destroyed Roosters. Roosters were never in this game. Never in this game. I think it was 20-0 at one point. Nothing for me. And if you are one of those few people that picked Eels, well done. Good job. Does give a little bit more to play for the last game of the week. Then Knights versus Broncos. Predicted it correctly. I did Broncos to win by 18, thinking, yes, that's a nice big score. No, Broncos thought, yeah, we're winning this by a lot. They won by 34. Knights, look, 2nd from bottom. I get it. This is doable, but not great from Knights. I get there's nothing now to play for, but Broncos had a free ride here, didn't they? Very, very good performance. A big, big win for them. 1 point for me. And the final game was West versus Cowboys, and I got it wrong. I thought West had possibly been performing a little bit better, as clearly did most of you guys. 81% of people went for West here. Close game. I did West by 6, and it was the other way round. A nice high-scoring game for people to watch. Nothing for me, though. With less and less games now to go, let's see who is in the top 10 and where everyone else is. Any other big movers? Now, Midori is in the top spot. 153.16, just behind Hacksaw in second, 150.24, just under 3 points. That is still doable for sure, but some way off in third place. Elmsey up 2 places, 144.58. So I think we're really looking, especially from 8th to 3rd. That's what can change here, I think. So Think Outside the Square is down 1 to 4th. Benjamin down 1 to 5th. Ajax up 1 to 6th. Marty down 1 to 7th. AU Beach Hazy in 8th and 9th. And VAMH in the top 10 to 10th. Let's see any other big movers. Kev with the golden hat this week, up 6 places, giving himself a chance to make the top 10. That puts just around 2 points from the top 10. So good chance. Up the Pars, down 3 to 19th. Down 5 is Brotherman to 30th. Oh, I literally have not moved. I'm in the same position as I was before. That is disappointing. And the wooden spoon this week goes to Chedog. Interesting name. And that is how we finish this week's league. So on to this week then, round 26, and we start off at Stadium Australia. Bulldogs versus Panthers. Now, Panthers have slipped up. Granted, it was against the top 2 teams in the league, and they lost on the bonus point as well, the golden point, which both games, Cleary had a chance to win the game. They're against a Bulldogs side who have held on. I thought there was going to be more of a slip, but they did hold on. Bulldogs, they are missing Cacao and Hayes, but I think Panthers probably, that they know they are going to be in the top 8. There's not really a lot else to fight for here. They cannot make it into the top 4, and they're not going to drop out. So I can see them certainly resting some players for the game against Dogs, which could only help the Dogs. Which way do I go, though? The problem is, I think Panthers are still strong enough, and I think there's 2 ways they're going about it. They're either rest players to make sure they don't get any injuries, or they try and hit with good form. I think they're going for the resting. Bulldogs, I think they need to do the opposite. They should probably have the strength with their players. I think they will want to try and get a win before the final starts. So, surprisingly, here we go. Amazing. Look at those odds. Even the odds chart at 8.5. I don't know what that means, but because we do it in fractional. Anyway, so let's do Dogs by 6. That's what we're going to do. Will they have the power to beat an undermanned Panthers side? Not a guarantee. Not a guarantee. Oh, now I really want to go the other way now. Screw it. I'm going to go the other way. Panthers by 6. Panthers by 6. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. I'm only saying because earlier in the season when State of Origin was on and we had players out, we were still winning. So we'll see. Next game, Friday, Go Media Stadium in Auckland, Warriors versus Eels. Eels, oh my God, they are so weird, aren't they? They're in 15th, but win, loss, really unpredictable. Warriors, are they going to hold on to their 4th spot? We've got Broncos and Sharks chasing them from behind. Not easy at all. Warriors riding high with some momentum from their win against the Titans last week, that 32-18 game. And they certainly have that home advantage. Eels haven't exactly managed to win 2 games in a row, at least, well, not in the last 7, and I don't think all season they've won 2 in a row. But Eels did upset Roosters big time. That was a crazy result against a Roosters side who could really have done with picking up the points to make it comfortable in the last game. Not easy, but I think being at the Go Media Stadium, it's got to be a Warriors win. A Warriors win by 12. We're going to try that. Next, Amy Park, Storm versus Roosters. Now, Roosters, they don't necessarily have to win, but it is not secure. They are facing a Storm side who, good enough result against Bulldogs, a good enough result against Panthers the week before. So they are getting the job done even against stronger teams. They're against a Roosters side who can't make their mind up if they want to make top 8 this year. Sam Walker is out, so that's a big loss in the playmaking side of things. And Storm normally win at Amy Park, don't they? So I think it's got to be a Storm win here. So Storm by 18. Storm by 18. Okay, the next one then. We've got Saturday. It is GIO Stadium. Raiders versus West. Now, as I said, Raiders, fantastic. Honestly, they have been brilliant and they deserve to be top of the league. They have only lost 4 games this year, so fair play to them. Really, really impressed. They will certainly be buzzing. After that Golden Point win against Panthers, they will be buzzing. Can they hold on to top spot? As I said, I think Storm are going to beat Roosters. Raiders, they should beat Wests. However, Wests have been able to get results, haven't they? Occasionally, anyway. You're looking at this. Tigers are without Duhea. And yeah, I think Raiders have been on such good form. I cannot see them losing. And I think they will stay in top spot. They have been fantastic. Like I said, Tigers, I think they should have done better this year. They have managed to get some good results, but they've had periods of sustained losses, which hasn't helped. So, Raiders to win here by 22. Let's go 22. Nice. Next game, Nostrata. It is Dragons versus Sea Eagles. Now, Sea Eagles need to win to stand any chance. Like I said, Roosters I do not think will win. So that gives Dolphins and Sea Eagles a chance. I don't know what the shot difference is like. I cannot see it on the league table. So it doesn't matter. Let's just say it as we think. 58 points was incredible against Dolphins last week. It was just sensational. Dragons, they were crushed as well. So it's got to be a Sea Eagles win. Like, if you're going on last game's performance and whatnot, and what is up for grabs, Sea Eagles got to win this, and it could be a painful one. Let's go 24 to Sea Eagles. They need to get a result, basically. Next, Cowboys versus Broncos. Broncos, they could potentially make top 4. I'm not sure because I still think Warriors are going to win their home game as well. Cowboys, well, once again, very, very inconsistent this year, finishing at the moment in 11th. Could go further down slightly. Brisbane, they've won 8 out of the last 10 games, which is fantastic form for them. And yeah, what am I saying? Led by star form from Walsh and Haas, who have been brilliant. Cowboys, they did beat Tigers. I just don't think they can. I don't think they can match the Broncos' form. Broncos are in finals momentum now, right? And that's what they want. That's what some of the teams want. They either want to build the momentum or keep players fit. Broncos, there's still that off chance of getting 4th, so they've got to try their hardest. Broncos to win here. Broncos by 12. Let's do that. Okay, penultimate game. Sunday, Sharks Stadium, Sharks versus Knights. Look at this. I doubted Sharks. I really did not think at one point Sharks were going to make top 8. They really did hit some decent form, and they got results when I didn't think they could. They're against Knights, who are second from bottom, lost 16 games. They have been shocking. Really, really bad. Once again, Sharks, very similar to Broncos. To keep that top 4 hope going, they have to win. It is partly out of their hands, partly they've got to get the result to stand any chance anyway. So, should be a win for Sharks here. It's, Knights, it's been tough for them, hasn't it? It's been really, really tough. Sharks at home should be a Sharks win. They are very much favourites. So, Sharks to win. They need a good one. Sharks to win by 22. And the last game, Suncorp, Dolphins, Titans. Dolphins have cocked it up. Dolphins, if they won last week, they had a really decent chance, especially with this week's game, of making the top 8. And they blew it. With 3 losses in a row now, they have blew it. But once again, they're still in a situation where they must win to stand any chance of making the finals. Titans have not exactly shown anything to show that they can beat teams, so it should be a Dolphins win at the Suncorp. I think Dolphins should win on paper, but it's no guarantee. So Dolphins to win here by 6. Well, there is clearly quite a few must-win games, especially for Roosters, Dolphins and Sea Eagles. I don't know which way that's going to go. I cannot see Roosters beating Storm. Warriors, Broncos, Sharks, that's also a must-win games as well. So there's an interesting week still. And then it is time for the finals. Very, very excited. I hope you are too. Make sure you like and subscribe. The socials are down there, and I will catch you on the next one.